Black Nerd Problems came about as a initiative plan. It was a retirement plan for me and my co-founder, Will Evans.
And I listened to podcasts about TV and everything, and I'm like, I really wonder what people are gonna say about it. And I realized I was listening to podcasts that usually had just white folks talking on it, and I wanted the coverage to be a certain way, or I wanted to hear a certain perspective I was interested in. And it taught me that either the media I was consuming did not have my interest in mind.
We were talking about some nerdy stuff, and Will was like, hey, would it be crazy if we maybe made a website to talk about these nerdy things, because no one else is talking about these nerdy things the way we could.
Right? Like, we could do this thing. But I was very, very adamant, as was he, that like, we didn't want to just be two of us.
And I was like, no, that's not crazy at all. And I'm just thinking like, maybe, just need, it's just like a pipe dream or something, like maybe it's something down the line we do later or something like that, or maybe just talking out loud. The very next day, so if it's not crazy, could we just get this together now? And literally that was the start of the Avengers Initiative. So I was like, well, I mean, if we're going to do this, we're going to need people to do this.
Hi, my name is Lauren Bach.
I've been with Black Nerd Problems since 2014.
I'm a huge Shakespeare nerd. I may be one of the few Shakespeare nerds on the site, but that's fine, whatever, ride till I die.
The first thing I did for BNP was an article around time travel narratives and why there were no POC time travel narratives. It was contentious, to say the least.
I ended up sending this freelance article to a friend who I knew back in elementary school, who I had reached out to a long time ago and said, hey, looks like this site just started. This might be a good place for it. Send this on to the editor, William Evans, see if this is something that he wants to publish. Week goes by, 2 weeks go by. I was like, man, I ain't shit. They ain't read it, they ain't like it. Ended up waiting a little bit, redid a little bit, did some editing, sent it back. Like, hey, my friend, send this on. I made a few edits, see if this comes through. No word back, didn't hear anything. Fast forward a few weeks, this is like a month from now, I had a full beard, I lost some weight, I was feeling sad about my writing style, feeling bad about my content, feeling bad about my self-esteem. Ended up finding out Black Nerd Problems read it a while ago and was like, yeah, this is dope, send this on, come through.
Was both in the same week. It was a Superman review and a Nightwing review, somewhere near like the end of their arcs. And then about like a week after that, y'all let me do a editorial about the Asian American experience with like pop culture and media, and y'all just let me write 1,000 some words.
I think one of the things that makes Black Nerd Problems unique is the sense of authenticity and community we have. You don't get kind of this sense of that we're putting on a persona, or we're putting on a voice. We're very genuine. When you see us interact, that's how we interact in real life.
As I was coming to get to know the site my first year in BNP, I think I was really coming to get to know myself. I didn't see where I fit in as a nerd. And I think the diversity of the voices in BNP really helped me to find my niche and kind of where I fit in.
Like, I think as staff members, we've been given a lot of freedom in terms of like what we bring to the table, and it's not a matter of you have to sound like this person or you have to sound like that person. And so the variety of our voices is just so expansive.
We're funny without like just doing this conventional, like, I'm gonna give it A for effort and you're gonna retweet this because that's what we do in Twitter culture, right? And so I think our authenticity and our natural talent, being able to do that, separates us. I think that basic notion that like we are fully present in ourselves without having to perform to a certain standard, because you came to BNP, and I'm talking about contributors, you came to BNP because you felt comfortable being the person that you are. So that means that we're not going to ask you to be someone else different or conform to something else when we go out in public, right?
BNP means a lot to me, because not only was it a chance for me to see that, like, wow, I actually am a writer and I actually have these really different viewpoints and a voice in writing, but also explored this whole new world for me that I've been able to embrace in everything that I do.
One thing I think the Black Nerd Problem has added to the nerd community is an authentic voice and a place that people can go to find people who talk like them, who care about the same things as them, and kind of give them that validation.
Is a new lexicon, a new way to speak to things. If language controls how we interact with the world, BNP is assisting in the the proliferation of an entire language, the use of one's whole self to talk about the things they love.
I feel like BNP has really challenged the nerd community to think critically, but also still be genuine. I think it tends to be hard to do kind of either or. Sometimes you tend to get too goofy and too comedic, or you tend to get too academic. And I feel like BNP has really aided the community in kind of being able to do both.
Because I think a lot of people feel like, you know, like I did, like, oh, that's not me. Like, I like that, but that's not really me. That doesn't apply. And BNP created this space where it's like, no, it all kind of applies. And like, we've all been here the whole time.
One of my favorite memories with BNP, it has to be, so 2017, going to Geek Girl Con with a bunch of the women of BNP was legit my favorite thing in the entire world. Spending the time with those women, building our relationships and friendships that were already there. But it was also one of the times that I got to meet some of my friends who lived in the internet.
Brittany and Will, they were doing a game conference, and they somehow got onto a tangent of who would be the best Disney princess fighter, and then they started making the tier list right on the spot, and it ended up sort of like Mulan, yes, everyone else is still in contention, and to this day it's still in contention.
One of my favorite moments in Black Nerd Problems community is probably the first time I got to meet everyone on the team, and that was for, I think, Rust Belt 2017 or so. And it just kind of worked out conveniently where a lot of people were in town for Rust Belt, and I just drove into Chicago, and we all got to hang out at the house and record videos and get to be around each other and everything. And that was really cool because it showed me that these weren't just people I was talking to online and email and having a good time with an actual like family community I could actually talk to and see in person.
One of our writers, Monica, whose writing name is Unasura, she was so nervous to record a video, and then just while the rest of us were recording videos like over here, she was like kind of over here drinking a box of wine and like starting her own video, but without the camera pointed on her. And we were all just kind of like, so could you do exactly what you were doing except like move it over here? And her getting comfortable in front of the camera and just like going off about this thing that she loved was one of my favorite things to see.
My first favorite article from Black Nerd Problems that was not mine is one that I love and hate. It's actually Will's article on him trash talking Simba, because I love all things Lion King, and when I read that disrespect that was given to Simba, I was like, this unfortunately is totally accurate. And I remember, I think he compared Simba to like the Kardashians and like a Confederate flag. And I'm like, damn, I can never watch this movie the same way ever again.
I love all of the Omar and Nicole Hates Everything videos because hate is a love of mine. I know that sounds crazy, but the shade is real. It's hilarious. I laugh every time.
I got just about everybody, maybe 99% of the crew, to not only watch but enjoy Barbie Life in the Dream House, because that show is the shit. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it.
I would say the nerdiness that I bring to the crew, I'm always about that good queer POC nerdy stuff. I'm always on that.
I think I bring discipline nerdiness to the crew. At one point in time, my nickname was actually By the Book, and I think that's just like journalism school and my personality in general. Like I write in AP style and everything. Like at first I try to be like really funny and talk like I do out loud, but that's just not me. So I think I kind of bring more of that discipline to it actually.
I didn't think I was a nerd, so I didn't think I had like a nerd specialty. But I guess mine is TV and movies, really, because I love acting and I love the set and production and the storylines and things like that.
Biggest difference from start into now is the growth, man. It's a different world from when we started, 200 Facebook followers and 300 or 400 Twitter followers. We went from boosting VCRs and crashing cars into cars, Fast and Furious Part 1, 2002, 2001 style. Then we started crashing cars into boats. Then we started crashing cars into trains, then ambulances, then drones. Now we all of a sudden international players.
It allows me to speak to a bunch of different people about my multiple fandoms in any way I want to.
Back when I started, I was a little more shy. I definitely would choose who I would interact with or choose who I would say certain things to. But now I just don't give a shit. I just say whatever I want, and it's nice to be it's nice to be positively received, and people find my jokes funny and no judgment and things like that. So that's what's up.
We got exposed to things we didn't know about, like cosplay. Like I've seen people dress up as favorite character. I just thought it was that. I just thought it was people, dressing up as a favorite character. I didn't know there was an actual term for it or actual community that it was based around, which is a good reason to recruit other people to do the site with us. And in doing so, you got exposed to so much more as well.
And I caught a voice in the site that you don't hear and you don't find anywhere else, which is this combination of hearing smart, thoughtful Black voices mixed with comedy and mixed with unpretentiousness that you don't really see. Those three things blended together to make what I define as the BMP voice, what I think of.
We all talk it like we live it, as Will would say. So there's no need for code switching or anything like that. You talk in your voice. You talk however you feel most comfortable in conveying that.
We're a cohesive unit that feels very comfortable in who we are. And that is shown very, very prominently. And so that's what I think we do better than other people, right? Part of it is the comedy. Part of it is being able to say your voice, have your voice be authenticized that way. What else do we do that's different? We just come at things differently, right? We actually set a lot of trends, and I'm proud of that, right? Because these are the kind of things that we thought we were crazy for thinking of and that no one would give a shit about. And we've released it out into the public, and it's been a very different effect.